Recently, I was thinking about that I really want to do a video on cooling the water in the aquarium, because over the last couple of weeks, couple of months in England, we've had some like crazy heat waves. Now, usually the temperature doesn't get very warm in England, and you have to worry more about heating the water than actually cooling it down. But a couple of weeks ago, the temperature rose to like 37 degrees Celsius, which is pretty insane. And I wasn't really ready for that rise in temperature with the aquariums. So what I was doing was I was just putting ice cubes in a plastic bag and floating them inside the aquarium just to drop the temperature. But obviously after that I thought, oh, this could happen again, another heat wave, so let's try and get a better solution to cooling the water down, because ice cubes don't last a long time at all, and it doesn't do much. Like, it might drop the temperature by a few degrees, but then it slowly climbs back up. So usually if there is a heat wave, then it's not that bad if the water temperature increases by a couple of degrees, because it's only a couple of degrees and it's not exactly long term. You know, in a couple of days the fish will be back to their normal temperature. But in this case, you know, this tank's set at 24 Celsius, and it's 37 outside. Now, a large body of water, you know, like this 90 litres or whatever it is, it takes a while to warm up, so it won't instantly match the outside temperature. But it might take, you know, a day or half a day for it to climb. But then obviously it will take, you know, a day, 2 days to go back down to that temperature. So a better solution than using ice cubes is to use a fan. Now, as you can see, I got a fan here. I bought two from Amazon. One for the big aquarium, one for the small aquarium. Got one down here. And this is just a normal fan. I didn't want to buy a cheap one, so these were like 18 quid each, which is, I don't know, seemed a bit expensive, but maybe it's not. But they are quite nice. I didn't want to buy a cheap one. I wanted it to be quite powerful but small and light, so I can hang it. And these are pretty good. The only thing with these is, though, you've got like on the back, you can do 3 variable speeds, which means that when this Inkbird turns on the cooling, the fan doesn't come on automatically. You have to do it manually, which, I mean, it's good if you forget about it, because it won't come on by itself, but a bit annoying. But I've got 2 of them. And basically all you need to do with a fan, you can just get a house fan and just point it at the water. I've made it quite fancy. I'm hanging it up at the top, but you don't need to do any of this really. Just get a fan, point it across the water, and it reduces the temperature by a lot fairly quickly. I was surprised at how well these small ones worked. Just point the fan across the water and the temperature just drops. But obviously be careful. If you don't have an Inkbird like this, then you'd have to manually watch the temperature and make sure it doesn't go down too low. But basically this Inkbird controls the heater and cooling. And when I say that, I mean it's just got like 2 plugs. You can't really see, it's a bit dark. But there's 2 plug sockets attached to this Inkbird. You set your temperature, you set how low you want the temperature to drop for the fan to kick in, and how high you want the temperature to rise. Yeah, how high you want the temperature to rise, and your fan will kick in. And then how low you want the temperature to drop, and then your heater will kick in. Now, obviously heaters have their own thermostat on there, but this is like extra caution, because some people have said that their heaters stick, which means they don't go off. which means they cook their fish. The heaters end up cooking the fish. Now, I've not had this problem, but these Inkbirds are good for that. And I've had one for that problem. It's just as a fail-safe for the heaters. Never actually used it for cooling because, like I said, in England don't really need to. But I don't know if there's going to be another heat wave. Maybe, you know, it's August, but I'm not sure. But now I have this in place to solve this problem. So going back to the Heatbird, what I do, set the temperature to 24. Bottom one's 24 degrees, top one's what the actual temperature is reading. And then when it drops, so I set it at half a degree. So the temperature drops to 23.5. The heater kicks in as normal, raises it back up to 24. Also, what I've done is when the temperature reaches 2 degrees above, so when it gets to 26 degrees Celsius, the fan will kick on. And like I said, you can use any fan, you just plug it into the Inkbird and it turns it on. But it works really well, so I just put this one, wrapped it up with the bungee cable around the light fixture, and I think it's fine like that. But like I said, with these fans I do have to turn it on manually, so it won't just I imagine a fan with one setting might just come on and off automatic, which would be quite good. Also remember to remove the lid. This is the lid. It won't focus. Remove the lid. This is the lid. Obviously remove the lid to let the fan blow air across the top of the water, and it works really well. So I'm glad I've got this in place now, because the temperature does go up to 30 degrees Celsius again. And like I said, fish can tolerate higher or lower temperatures for short periods of time. I'm just not sure how much, to be honest. Like if it's set at 24 degrees, can the fish tolerate 29 degrees in the span of one day? I mean, it's quite a lot, so I'd rather them not have to tolerate that. And this Inkbird also has an alarms, so I've set the alarm at like 27 degrees and I think 22 degrees. So if the temperature drops, the alarm goes off. It means your heater's not working. And then if the temperature rises too much, the alarm goes off and you realise, oh, maybe I need to turn the fan on. But it works really well. My big aquarium has a rim across, and I just sit the fan on the rim and just blow it across the water. So obviously just make sure it doesn't fall into the water. But it worked really well for this tank. And you know, 18 quid or 20 quid or however much, you know, you can get a bigger fan if you want. If you're not going to hang it, you can get the big fan as you want. This fan for the room. So again, when I didn't buy these smaller fans and the temperature was really high, I think this fish tank was like 29 degrees. I panicked a bit and I just set this fan up on like a chair or whatever, just blew it straight across the top of the tank, and temperature came down quite quickly. But obviously a fan like this, you don't really want to leave it on like all day. But one like this, you know, it's fairly good. If you click the Amazon link in the description, I've put the fan on there, on the list, on the other items, so you can have a look for yourself. But I looked at quite a few of the fans on Amazon, and this one's pretty good. Obviously you can turn it as well, so hang it up and face it down, or it can just be flat, you know. But I think the build quality is quite good, so yeah, I got them. And obviously paired up with an Inkbird. Pretty good. In here I just have the golden Panchax fish. I did a previous video about these fish. They're the newest fish I have. I just have 6 of them. No, 8. I had 8. 1 died. Could have been to the heat, I'm not sure. But 1 did die recently, so I've got 7 now. These are brilliant fish. Not scared of anything. You put your hand in the tank and they come towards you. They're like little predator fish. That's a female. quite silver. And the males are beautiful. Funny looking faces as well. But really nice fish. Top of the water column swimmers. Really nice. And yeah, this tank's doing alright. Quite a lot of plants. It's looking good. Any questions, please let me know. I'll reply in the comments. Thank you for watching.